realign it again.
Okay, it's 7, so let's get started. Let the record show all board members are present and accounted for. And consent calendar. Everybody had a chance to take a look at that. Any issues on the consent calendar?
I would like to add the 2018 budget for discussion only.
Items for discussion,
Yes.
adding a discussion of 2018
2018
budget.
budget.
Move to accept the consent calendar with addition. Second.
Jim Fricky,
Yes.
Dean Moberg,
Yes.
Jim Westmoreland.
Yes.
Marcus Major.
Yes.
Jeff Flint.
Yes. Moving on to new business, hearing of the audience. You guys?
I don't have anything.
All right. Special reports, chief?
Okay, I'll do our, what we tried to do a couple months ago and end up, our state of the last year. I do this every year for you all. Maybe. I don't know.
Stay up there, Joe.
Yeah, just stay up there.
Just turn the remote on. Plug it in.
Technology, don't you
My
like?
IT guys let me down.
They did.
Told me earlier you do. Looks good. I really like that picture.
Good picture.
I'd like to have a copy of that.
Need that big one.
Okay, there's our normal air responsibility. I don't know if I think all of you are aware of it, the dark green area. Station 1, located at 111 East Kansas. Station 2, 25093, 187th. Our training facility at Station 2, we do live fire, trench rescue, and structural collapse at that location. It has since been repainted. The guys got out there and painted the boxes all up, so it looks real decent now. So our 2016 budget, we had a valuation of $119,473,000. We had income of $1,085,000, 1,294 calls. That picture there was, it was 10 below zero when we was out on that fire this last winter. Very cold. Lansing had 1,009 calls, or 78%. Delaware Township, 83 calls at 6.5%. High Prairie, 138 calls at 10.6. Out of district, 64 calls at basically 5%. We have total fire loss of $394,370, but we've saved $1.6 million in property. So we always have a lot of loss, but we also save quite a bit too. 16 valuation, like I say again, 119,473,000. Lansing was 78 million, or 66%. Delaware Township, 12 million, 10%. High Prairie of 27 million, 24%.
So that's a good stat compared to that last stat that you had up there. So 78% of the calls, or 77% of the calls are Lansing,
And they pay.
yet they pay in
and-
66% of the tax
But
revenue.
again, Lansing doesn't pay any, it's the residents.
That's fine, we can.
Yeah, I know, that's what I say, they think Lansing's paying, but it's,
The residents-
Lansing residents pay
So
66%.
residents are paying 66%?
Yes.
But they have 77% of the calls?
Right.
We're getting screwed, Jim. I think it's a good deal. Jim over there.
I'm thinking it too, man. Being a Lansing resident, I'm only paying for a little over half, and I'm getting 3/4 of the service.
There you go.
But my taxes only pay a little over half.
There you
There you
go.
go.
Yep.
At this time, we have 10 career personnel with maxed limit of 20 volunteers, and at this time, we have 11 volunteers. We're soon to drop Laura, one of our newest. She was here, and she just came in temporarily, but now she's got a job. She's going to be programming Tomahawk cruise missiles in California, so she's on her way out there.
High tech.
Yep, she's got another couple weeks here, and then she's heading that way. So, run stats. Again, in 2015, we had 1,142 calls. Last year, we had 1,294, 75 fire calls, 679 medical assists, 63 rescues, 82 spills and leaks, 319 for assistance, 69 false alarms, and 7 weather spotting.
What constitutes a rescue?
If we go out on a motor vehicle accident, water rescue, ice rescue, somebody stuck in a tree.
Does the dog make the ice rescue?
We do go on dogs
Yeah.
because dogs are family members, and John Q. Citizen will go in after a dog. We do go on horses because of the same reason. People will go after their horses. Cattle and deer are goners. We will not put anybody in harm's way for cattle or deer.
Okay.
But horses and dogs, because of the fact that people, they're our family and they're our pets, and we're gonna go after them, so. Generally, if we're going after a dog, we're going after the homeowner also, because he's already in the water.
Yeah, yeah.
So we had one of those this last winter.
Right, I remember that one.
How about cats?
Sorry. Sushi.
Only dogs.
Sushi.
Only dogs.
Only dogs. Grants, last year we only received one grant, and that was from Hallmark. We spent that money on batteries for our search and rescue equipment. And since our inception, we've received about $347,000 in grants and equipment. Training, total hours offered 305, basic firemanship is 131, driver operator 55, and we averaged last year 105 hours per member. So some guys had less and some guys had more, but that's a lot of time for our volunteers to come in, plus responding to calls.
That's the average of full-time and volunteers?
Yes, together. Completed projects, 2016, we finished the final parts of our exhaust vac system here in Station 1, and we got the ice block on the roof, and those were all, those funds came from our reserve funds. We didn't have to borrow any money, we didn't budget any money for it. So, and that's our Happy Band of Pirates last open house.
Dang, the dude in the white shirt's all
He's
bleached
getting
out.
old. He's getting old, isn't he?
You can't see his face, it's all bleached out. Somebody been altering that photo. Like a
Any
ghost.
questions?
That's good.
Looks good.
Okey-doke.
Good report.
Good stuff.
Take it easy with this sometime.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to you guys later about the IT stuff. I don't need any help with that.
Moving on to items for actions, the standard operating procedure 2005, Chief?
This is the policy I brought to you guys last month, basically giving some guidelines on how we're backfilling for vacations and sick pay, or sick time. So it's the exact same as you guys saw last month.
So the changes to that are what?
We never had one before. This is a brand new policy.
So new policy, what you presented last time, you presented to the team the last time we were out.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
So we are needing a motion to accept the standard operating procedure.
I so move that we accept the procedure. Second.
Jim Freaky,
Yes.
Dean Moberg,
Yes.
Jim Westmoreland,
Yes.
Marcus Major,
Yes.
Jeff Clement.
Yes. Items for discussion, budget?
We usually don't receive all of our final numbers until late this month, but I did get this Saturday, so I was working on it today. What I gave you guys last month was the preliminary numbers without our income. We did take about 1.5% increase in mill valuation. We took a pretty good increase in the motor vehicle tax, so that helps keep the mill levy down. So basically what I'm offering you guys tonight is a proposed and an option 2. The only difference in those two is we're looking at about $75,000 next year for if the sale of the land goes through, for doing the electric and water and, you know, hopefully we get some of it done this year, but I'm looking at doing about 75,000 next year. So with the proposed level at 8.998, not going over 9, getting as close as we can, we would have to transfer $8,200 out of our capital reserve to finish the utilities and all that for Station 2. If we stopped at, say, 8.9, we would have to borrow about $20,400 from our capital reserve.
To finish our utilities?
Yes, the power and the water and buying the land, and that's hopefully we get some of it done this year. So if we get some done this year, that'd be a little less, but we won't know that until later on. But any money we don't spend on that is going to be spent in 19 for when we have to, and I reserve that have to, replace our air packs. We don't have any choice.
You said buying the land, what's,
Well, we have to buy the land still, and then water, electricity, and a generator. And that's all gonna run.
Talking about all
100
this up here.
Yeah, everything around here for buying the land.
So all the new acquisition.
It's
you've
gonna
got
be about
built in
$100,000.
To the budget.
Yes.
So at 8.9,
At
we can cover it from our
8,998,
reserve. If
Yes.
going less, which is less than 1%,
yes,
we have to borrow 20,000.
from our capital reserve fund, yeah.
Okay.
and we're required to put the generator in, we're required to do all those things?
Yes.
But why?
Well, since we're an emergency building, we have to have a backup generator.
When's the last time we've had one?
We're on LCFs.
And we're not, are you talking about
Station
the
2's
generator?
got, Station 2 has one, we're on LCF's backup generator. They've got.
You're wanting to replace this one here,
We have none here. We're on LCF's power, we're on LCF's backup generator,
and
everything.
we have to get off.
And we have to get off. That was the whole thing about buying, we have to get off water. So, and LCF's
Yeah, it
backup
becomes
generator is
self-sufficient.
getting to be real iffy anyway.
There's probably a write-up that tells us what we're required to do and the cost to do those things. You've done that a couple times, so we've talked about it.
Yes.
But if we're gonna be presenting to taxpayers over a 1% increase on a mill, which I don't know how we do that, that's a big increase. There should be some requirements on what we're required to do.
Well, we're buying the property, and that's the reason we're buying the property, is
We
to get
don't know
off
what the price
LCF's
of the property
utilities.
is yet, right?
No, we've given them the bid,
Yes.
an offer, but I'm estimating it's gonna be right around $100,000. I mean, that's all I can do is estimate at this point.
But that's if we get the land for 35,000.
Yeah, that was not out there.
Somebody, Jeff, I think maybe
Yeah, I think
you talked higher.
yes.
Yes, you were talking higher when I had the meeting with the warden. I said, not the number that, that number was,
A different number.
yeah, different.
A different number.
But anyway, I
Numbers
was,
will skew here, depending on actual.
yeah, it depends on actual, yeah. I mean, if they come in more of what you were saying,
Yeah.
then it's gonna be even more than this.
So that can either come out of our reserves, or out of our funds, or we can raise our mill to cover those things.
Yes.
All right.
And like I say, again, in 19, we have to come up with about $200,000 for new air packs. So if we don't spend all that money this year for this ground project, then that money can be saved for the air packs.
Your packs can be bought over a period of time, or they have to be?
They all have to be shot at once, because everything is different.
No, just,
masks have
if you buy
changed.
those, you can have a payment. Can you pay?
Oh, yeah, we can do a loan.
So
Yeah.
you don't have to
Yeah, we can do a loan.
And
do a
we're-
lump sum.
This is current here, 88,000 in our equipment reserve.
Yes,
And the protection fund is 136.
yes.
And the protection fund is only available for what?
Well, we can use it for what we want to, but we've kind of been using it for emergencies. If we have a tornado or a big natural disaster come in, that we have bills that we have to pay.
In this budget, how many additional funds are going into these two buckets?
We cannot budget funds to go into those. Now, at the end of the year, any money we do have left over automatically goes into one of those two funds, but we cannot budget money for the equipment reserve.
We should have some conversation on that. How do you not build a reserve only from what's left over?
Yes, that's how we build our reserve.
It seems like there's another option for us there. How do you build a reserve? How does every department build a reserve? They just over budget and then take that money and put it into
I'm guessing.
it seems like we should probably explore.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just the law, but I've talked to our accountant about it, and he said, you know, he's pretty up on the laws. And he says, yeah, you cannot budget money to go into the equipment reserve. But you can take money left over,
Yeah.
just like this year, we'll have, if we don't, if the land goes through, we'll have enough money this year, because we budgeted some extra money this year for that equipment. So we'll have some money left over to buy the land or do the water or do something this year.
Well, yeah, all that you said so far means to me that we should take advantage of the,
Yeah, it's
pushing the
not
mill on it
money
just
that's gonna
as
go
far
away,
as
like
we
say,
can.
19, the air packs are at their 15-year max. Now, we don't have to replace the air packs, but we do have to replace the bottles. The bottles are at a 15-year limit, and they're done. We have to junk the bottles and buy all new bottles.
And we can take that out loan. We have to replace them.
Yes.
But you can pay out over 5 years. You don't
Yeah,
have to-
we can do a loan, yeah.
Yes.
If the board wants to do a loan, then we can do a loan. But I say, if we save the money, then that's less interest we have to pay. So it's actually cheaper, if we can pay for it, rather than taking out a 4% loan.
I know, given
So-
a $1.50 increase, or just under that, is.
No.
From 7.69 to 8.89?
No, that's,
No, it's 8.5.
It's 8.5.
8.5 right now.
Yeah, but you were
it's
asking
only
for
half
option two.
of, half.
Yeah, right now, we're at 8, this year, we're at 8.5.
right.
Look down under 17.
And the option's 8.9.
Last year, we did go up a whole mill. Now we're looking at going up a half a
I'm
mil.
looking at actual.
Yeah, the actual is 2016. What we're into 2017 is where we're at
8.5, so you're only asking.
8.5. We're asking for a 0.49 mil increase.
0.4.
Yes,
And I know
it's
we've
half
kicked
of
this
last year's.
around, we've kicked this around on several occasions. We are capped at 9 without a vote of the public. Depends on who you ask.
I was looking at
I
the
see
wrong
we've got
number.
some real expenses coming up.
Okay.
If we even get the land for the appraised value, if we get the utilities for estimates we got, that's a chunk, which say 100 and
So
something
we're looking at 100, at least 100,000.
out of the ordinary, and once we switch utilities, we got those bills coming in too.
I was looking at the wrong number.
Okay,
That looks
Yeah.
fine.
okay.
I'll retract that. I was getting all up at the site.
7.6 to 8.9?
Yeah, we had the big mill increase last
What are
year.
you doing?
This is, like I say, it's all, nothing that we asked for. I mean, it's the states, and it's there, and it's something, we have asked for 20 years. We wanted to own the
We did
building.
that, the
and-
increase last year, and we had a nice write-up. You did a good job on that,
Yeah.
on what we presented to the papers and those things.
And Jeff, you're right, we have to justify an increase, but the way it was just laid out,
It's,
There's your
that's
increase.
easy.
There's your
it
increase.
is.
I think we got
Land,
more
utilities.
justification this year.
We're getting the
than
land, the
that.
utilities, and those type things will
Yeah.
definitely increase our costs.
And the difference between an 8.9 and 8.99 is about 12 cents a month per house. So $1 a year. It doesn't, I understand for those watching, tax increases are tax increases, but we are being regulated by the state. We're gonna have to do something. And our budget is tight enough where, I see all these other entities, well, we can eat this increase, we can eat that increase. Well, we don't have that kind of fat in our budget. If we take a 3% increase in something, we're hurting. Because every year, like Jim notices on our budget, we spend just about every nickel of our budget.
And something I'll discuss later, Best Buy for the buck. I'm looking at some other entities in this area as far as mills. We're small potatoes.
Yeah, but you're small potatoes, but then you have everyone else is adding their
Yes.
things to it.
Oh, exactly.
That ends up becoming a larger potato for everybody else. So
But
And that's why I say, that's why we watch it real close, and, this organization, well, we're gonna eat this increase, this organization, we're gonna eat this increase. Okay, they've got that fat built into their budget. We don't.
But plus the fact we have one source of income.
Yes.
They increase the sales tax.
Other entities have more than one.
1%.
So
So you're
it's,
talking $3 on a $100,000 home and $10 on a $200,000 home. Is about what you're gonna increase.
About, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's a good story there.
A year.
Yeah.
Let's say, a year, not a month, not a week, not a day,
I
a
agree.
year.
I'm not making light of it, but
No,
I think there's a
yeah,
good
but-
story to tell that we can, that
So-
makes sense that we talked about. Good.
All right, do we want to have a work session on this? Are you guys pretty happy with this?
We've kicked it around pretty good. I think the only discussion is option 1, option 2. Whether 8.998 or 8.899. And we're still below 9, so no vote of the people, et cetera.
Right.
And I think the fact that we transfer less from the reserve fund with the 8.998, we're better off, because in the event that an alligator comes out and bites us.
Yes, we're
we've got something to
so
cover.
overdue for something to happen to us. It's unbelievable. And like Jeff says, we can borrow money for the air packs and stuff, but, you know, we're paying 4% interest, and if we don't have to, you know, the trucks are out here costing us $50 a day for interest.
Yeah.
So if we don't have to borrow money, then that's $50 a day. We don't have to, well, of course, it won't be that much money, but, you know, if it's even $20 a day, that's a lot of interest.
So the proposed is 8,200 transfer.
Yes.
Have we tried additional funding for like grants, other things?
There are some grants out there. We will apply for them.
I know they're really far and few to come.
Oh, they're getting
They're really hard
farther,
to
yeah,
get, yeah.
with the government being the way they are, they're getting farther and fewer. And we'll work with, I've got an engineer we're working with, and he's gonna try and work with us on for the generator. There's some grants out there, but again, you know, there's $1 billion worth of requests and $1,000 worth of money.
You hit up some other car dealers around town.
Yeah,
That was very nice of Zach.
yeah, we still haven't got the money yet.
You got a check?
We got a check, but we haven't got the money yet.
You got big checks.
Yeah, we got
but you
big
still
check.
don't have no money?
No big money yet.
You know, when I look at these mill levies, listen, it looks like we're playing games. Why don't we just go ahead and make it even 9%?
I thought we had to have.
I mean, you know,
to 9.
8.998, that's 2/1000ths of a mill.
Well, I tried to
Looks
get as
like we're
close as I
playing
could with
games. Why
not
don't we
going
just go to
over.
9?
So,
Like I said, Jim, we really don't know.
And you know, the other
That's the
one,
case.
899, that's a tenth of a mill.
But I think for selling a budget, the public hears we're still under 9. That's easier to swallow than jumping, you know, it's like 99 cent whatever. It's not a buck, it's 99 cent.
So,
It's hard to believe we can't sell it with all the stuff we got lined up. It really is.
Well, if you remember, we put it out for a vote a few years back, and the voters here said, no, you can't go above 9.
I do recall
I didn't
that.
say go above 9. I said make it 9.
I know.
And what we're defending is all the stuff in the budget, not the mill levy, if we stay at 9 or under.
So you're looking for a pretty significant increase in salaries. What's driving that?
the biggest thing is the assistant chief. We had talked about somebody coming in and taking my place, so there's that one time, you know, for 5 months or 6 months, we'll have 11 people on payroll instead of 10. So next year, that should go down.
That assistant
Keyword
chief,
being should.
that assistant chief's position can't be, is that somebody that's internally, that's gonna be internal
That's,
potentially?
so whoever you guys are gonna pick to take my place,
Are you
whether it's
looking at-
internal, whether it's external, you know, you guys will be hiring. My plan would be somewhere around May 1st, they start. And, you know, like I say, if they don't have the fire side of the job by now, then they don't deserve to be here to begin with.
Right.
What they need to learn is all this.
Yeah.
And it'll take several months to get into that. And what you guys hire them at, I don't know. And what their salary's gonna be after I leave, I don't know. So I'm budgeting kind of $50,000 range, not knowing what you guys are gonna do with that guy's salary.
All right.
So there's $50,000 in there for that position. Whether it be somebody internal and we have to hire somebody else to replace whoever internal, or you guys just go out and hire somebody from Olathe or wherever. That's gonna be you guys's.
Rick, is that normal 6 months overlap?
No, It's
I was gonna
not.
say, that's insane.
It's not, well, I'm looking at May, June, July, August, but we can make it less, I mean, we can make it less than that.
2 months?
But usually the chief leaves and the assistant chief takes over, but then you've also got the city clerk doing all the paperwork, and you've got human resources doing all that, and you've got all the other people doing the different jobs that I do. So it was you guys' suggestion to have somebody come in. So, and we can make it 3 months, we can make it 4 months, but I just
But if
budgeted
they're-
50,000.
If they're internal, could be a shorter time.
Could be a shorter.
They know the nuts and bolts, but
Yeah.
somebody from the outside probably should be longer.
So, yeah, 6 months is a long time, like May, June, July,
Man,
August,
it's a
September.
long
Yeah.
time. It'd take
We can make
30
it,
days,
we can make it,
kicking you out of the way.
yeah, but I mean, we can make it whatever, so I can cut a little bit off of that if you want. But again,
September-
the only thing I'd do is take it out of salary, put it down into that equipment side, so where we
Yes.
wouldn't have to borrow any money.
Right.
They'll take money out of there.
That's 2018 September? Is your
Yes.
Xbox
My,
crisscross?
what we're looking at, yeah.
All right.
So I can probably go ahead and get it down to where that number would be 0.
Well, that sounds like a real goat road. We have to spread all our work out to different places. Have y'all done that before? Have you done that before? Like the city clerk does this, and the lawyer does this, and all that kind of thing?
Well, no, a normal city department, that's where they do it. The fire chief is in charge of the fire department, he runs the fire department, he runs the top half of this budget, or the middle half of this budget. He doesn't run
Yeah, but you
human
said-
resources, he doesn't run
You said if
salaries.
you didn't get anybody in, you would have to farm the work out.
No, no, that's why I say, to get somebody in, they're gonna have to learn
Right,
this side.
yeah.
They're gonna have to learn the KPNF, they're gonna have to
That's
learn the
right.
budget, they're gonna have to learn all the other stuff that I go through. And yeah, it's not gonna take 6 months, it'd take a little less than that, so I can take some of that money out, but again, I'll just put it down into where we'll make the transfer from the capital reserve 0.
The biggest thing, they'll have to sit in that chair during our meetings.
Yes, and I won't be. So that, I'll make that change.
So you're gonna come in with options for proposed and option 2? what we're talking
No,
about?
for the proposed. Or I'll do whatever you guys tell me to do, but right now, my proposal is the 8.998.
I would go to 8,998, and that way we're only taking 8,000 out of our reserve, and that way
Well, like I say,
something.
we can do that with the, we'll hire the guy in
Right.
June instead, so we'll
But I mean,
make that
yeah,
8,000
I could
zero.
make that up, but
We'll make that
my only
one.
fear is that we got an alligator coming.
You're right, something's gonna happen.
He
It's
may
gotta
not
be
actually
prepared.
be that. It
We are so
reduced
due.
The number of months, I mean, he overestimated.
Right, no, I understand that, but I'm just saying that we don't want to dip too deep into our reserve.
No, I got it.
Yeah, if I take 8,000
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
that, that's taking 2 months, that gives somebody 4 months.
For 3 months.
I like to say with the acquisitions, we have common and utilities,
3 months.
and staying below 9, I can't see the taxpayers being too unhappy with us.
All right. Let's do that. Anything else, chief, on that? Moving on to board member concerns. Do we need to vote on anything? We don't need it.
No, well, I mean, if you guys are happy with it, I can have the thing ready to go by July meeting. But, you know, we
It
have to
has
have
to
it,
be by August.
we have to have it by August. If you guys are happy with the 8.999, we can go ahead and get the budget done up now. And we can have the budget meeting in July, and August is moot.
Okay.
That's what you guys want to
I'm
do.
good with that.
Yep,
Sooner
Okay,
the better.
so we will have a budget of 8.998,
there you go.
and I will move the numbers accordingly.
Might not be able to vote for it at 8,998.
My favorite meeting, the budget meeting.
Will everybody
This
be
sounds like it
here?
might be smooth.
Will everybody be here for the July meeting? July 10th.
You have to say.
Everybody has to be here July 10th.
July 10th, yes, July's better.
Okay. July 10th, you guys be here?
Let's not
Yeah,
kick
July
the
10th.
10th around too much.
Yeah. I'm here July 10th.
Let's look at calendars.
Yeah.
When I get to my concern, I'll let you know.
Oh! Okay.
So let's move it on to board member concerns. Dean?
Yes, I've been approached again to sit in some meetings, to do some evaluation and look about participation on a organization that meets the same night we are, the second Monday. And so I'm requesting that we can, if agreeable, push it back to the third Monday of the month. For bill paying and all, it's not an issue. I talked to Rick about it. But I thought I'd run it past you guys. First is too early. You guys have things going on. Last Monday of the month is too late. Second and third are good options. So,
Well, I don't want to interrupt you, but is the first not, I mean, we moved it to the second for us to do, and then who we wanted to go to moved theirs to the second also, so we're still not able ever to make our.
Really?
Yeah. No.
But if we make it to the
Now,
third,
we
How about
go to
is
the
the
second,
third-
then
is
they
the
turn
third for
around.
you two?
Is the third?
The third works good, but if we could go to the first again and go like.
Well, the first is, like Dean says, the first, we don't have a lot of, if it
Time.
comes in on the 6th, we're fine. But if it's the first or second, then we don't have a lot of bills yet. And these
I'm
guys
good
have
with
to
the
come back
third.
in and sign bills again. I'm doing a lot of them online. I'm doing about as many as I can do online. So that's why you're not seeing 50 checks anymore. Jim sees them all. But, a lot of them are being paid online.
I don't.
I'm good with the third.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm excited we're getting it off the second, though. I got to, if we can get it off, so it's like, well, at least this year, they're meeting on the second Monday now, and I watch next year, they're gonna say, hey, we're gonna move to the third.
well, we are
VFW,
flexible if
American
nothing
Legion
else.
gonna move to the third. It's like, good God. Make up your mind.
now do we need, how soon do we need to publish this if we move this a month? Or-
I will notify
A
the
week.
paper tomorrow
Okay,
that we're moving to the 3rd. But are we set then? We want to have the budget hearing on the 17th then?
I'd say yes.
yes.
Okay. I'll go get a hold of our accountant then, and we'll start getting that set up, and
So we're not meeting on the 12th, we're meeting on 17th.
That's all I got.
not meeting on the 10th.
Jim, Westmoreland?
Yeah, just a quickie on the budget. We're still doing great. We're under straight line percentage-wise by 6.19%, which dollar-wise equates to $70,856. So that's almost a full month's worth of dollars. But it's 3/4 of a month.
So where were you when we were talking the budget that, I mean, we're looking great, we're looking 70-something thousand, really good.
I know.
And here we are.
But this could evaporate tomorrow.
Yeah.
This could evaporate.
This
This is cash flow, ready cash. It could evaporate tomorrow.
Is there any doubt diesel is gonna go back up? It's down right now.
Yeah.
It could evaporate
It's not gonna stay
tomorrow.
that way.
All it takes is one Murphy to hit. That's it for me.
Nothing.
We need to get a response to the city. I think with some of your stats that you have, it tells a great story, just about getting them, they had requested some information. So I got a little note asking just kind of how that was going. I think a lot of that's in my court, but I want to pull the information that we have.
You want me to send you that?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that would be helpful. So there might be some other things that we should send in there. I'll take a look at it and see that, just kind of say, put that to rest probably. So,
Okay.
good. Next meeting is the 17th now,
Budget.
budget meeting. Motion to adjourn. So moved.
Second.
Obviously,
Jim Prickey,
yes.
Dean Mulber,
Yes.
Jim Westmoreland.
Yes.
Marcus Major,
Yes.
Jeff Hunt.
Yes.
How's the high school kids doing? Or have they started?
We are going to have 6.
Okay.
Apparently